Hello. Listen, what your enemies did before, they are no longer able to continue to do in your present life. You went through a lot with your enemies. They were ruthless, malicious, spiteful, wicked. The list goes on. Insert blank of how they were to you. That's exactly how they were to you. And there were moments where you really had to take a lot of heat from them at once. And even you having to take the heat when you were going through your stuff as well. But they did not ease up off of you. They did not let up off you. They didn't think, okay, let me chill out. Let me calm down. Let me just stop because I'm taking it too far. They never thought that. They never thought one time, maybe I'm taking this too far. No, instead they wanted to see how far they could go until they got a reaction out of you. They saw you crumble. Or until all of their energy that they were dealing with was gone. All of their anger, until that was gone. But that was not fair to you, that you had to catch the brink of all of their toxic energy. All of their emotions that they did not want to deal with, they wanted to project that onto you, throw that onto you, and make you carry their weight, make you hold on to their energy when that's not fair to you. And it was moments where it seemed as if because your enemies had such free access to you, that anytime they saw you, they felt that, because I have access to them, let me just go ahead and just mistreat them. It's like these people got a kick out of mistreating you, where even when you did nothing wrong to them, even if you were just minding your business, if they saw you, they would do whatever it is that they could to mistreat you, to make you feel bad about yourself, because this is what brought them joy. Bringing you down, disturbing your peace is what brought them joy. But God said enough is enough. Enough is enough. See, now what's happening is for some of you, your enemies, you are still around these people. These people are living in your household. And beforehand, they may have been able to say a bunch of things to you, to talk all of this crazy mess at you, to really, really mess with you. But it just seems as if overnight things have changed. It's like a new leaf has just been turned over. And now you are around these people, these family members, the same family members that was screaming and hollering at you. They wouldn't dare raise their voice at you right now. They wouldn't dare do anything to hurt you right now. They wouldn't dare do anything to sabotage you right now. They wouldn't dare do anything to come against you right now. You want to know why? Because the protection on you has upped. Because what has happened is God has stepped in. God has intervened and has gone before you to say, you will no longer touch my child. Touch not my anointed, I said, and you continue to touch my anointed. I kept telling you to leave my child alone, but you did not listen to me. Now I'm stepping in. Now I'm in front of my child. You will not hurt them again. God is fed up. God is tired of seeing you sick and tired. God is tired of seeing while you are healing yourself and growing yourself and you may have been knocked down. God is tired of seeing the very people that you confide in and you love and you trust kicking you while you down. God is tired of seeing it because you wouldn't do those people like that. And you remain so loyal to these people when they don't even have the same loyalty to you. But listen, chosen one. Because of the good energy that you have been putting out into the world, that energy is now coming back to you. Now you are having your good karma. Balance is being restored. Justice is being served right now. All of the good energy that you have put out, we are now entering into a season, chosen ones, where our good energy, we are going to reap what we have sown. All of the good energy is returning back to us tenfold, and understand that we do deserve it because of all of the goodness that we have put out into the world when we did not have to. All of the love that we shared with people, all of the times we forgave people, all of the times we helped people, even when we didn't have to. That's why our justice is here. And in the same way, their justice is here. Our enemy's justice is here. All of the negative energy that they put out onto us, all of the times they tried to sabotage us, all of the time and energy that they invested to taking us down is returning back to them tenfold. And what's happening is some of your enemies are going to have to see you. Your enemies are going to see you, whether they see you in the physical form because they can physically touch you. You are in their vicinity, or whether they see you through the internet, a computer screen, a phone screen, whether they see you online or whether they see you in person. They will see you glowing, growing, thriving. They will see you in such a great energy that you haven't been in a long time. They're going to see you in such a great energy of just things just happening for you. You're going to the blessings that are pouring into your life right now are coming in one by one. You're looking at your life right now and you're thinking, wow, so many things are working out for me, just little blessings here and there. Yes, those are your blessings that are pouring in. God cannot pour all this into you at once. God has to, because it's so big, because it's so much. That's why God is pouring in little blessings here and there. Understand that God will provide everything for you. Everything for you. You take care of yourself. You get yourself taken care of. You get everything that you need. You even can go ahead and get some things that you want because, baby, you are the currency. When you are doing it out of love and out of gratitude, you are doing it because you love yourself. You are doing it because you want to fulfill your spirit. And while you are doing things that you want, you are having gratitude. While you are spending X amount of dollars, you have the gratitude to, I'm just grateful that I have this to spend on me, to make myself feel good, to love myself, to show myself that I love me, to take care of me, to groom myself. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. God wants for us to enjoy this experience. We are royalty. And who says we cannot live like royalty? Who says we cannot look like royalty, having ourselves well put together? It does not mean that we have to go wear the most expensive clothing. Quality over quantity. You can find quality ways to groom yourself without spending a ton of money. But a lot of times, chosen ones, we were raised off of this lack of mentality. We were raised to feel shame for taking care of ourselves, feeling shame for wanting to spend money on ourselves. Because it was always, no, we have to sacrifice. What if we need that later? That is what caused us to not have anything when we were growing up, is because our parents set the tone for this lack mindset, struggling, worrying about the next dollar instead of being in gratitude for everything that they had. That's why they stayed in lack, because they stayed in worry and fear and not gratitude. You are breaking the curse. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. You are the currency. You are abundance. It doesn't matter what those numbers say in your bank account. You are abundant. And as you feel abundant every day, as you feel grateful every single day, it's going to provide itself for you. It's going to flow. It's going to come from wherever it's going to come from. Do not be afraid. Because if you spend money in fear, you're not going to get it back. You're going to perpetuate more fear, more of a reason to fear. If you spend money in gratitude, if you spend money in love, if you spend money in trust and knowing it's coming back to you, it will come back to you. It's all about the energy that we have when we take the action. You ever notice how when you began to take care of yourself and you began to think, you know what, if I have to spend a little bit more money to go ahead and get this done so I can get what I would like and what I want, I'll be fine. It's going to come back to me. And when you were in that attitude, it came back to you, didn't it? It came back to you, didn't it? So stop fearing. Stop wanting to deprive yourself from experiences of you taking care of yourself, of giving you things that you want because you're afraid of whatever you're afraid of. Because that fear is not your fear. It's the fear that has been planted in you. If you grew up in an environment where you had everything that you needed, you wouldn't be afraid to spend money. You wouldn't be afraid of it. But because of the environment that you grew up in, we are a product of our environment. That is why we have to shift our product. We have to shift. We have to change ourselves. We have to change our internal environment so that we are a product of our environment that we have created for ourselves. It's certain things that we are breaking off and peeling off. This message has gone all over the place, but let's bring it back to the original point. Because that message came because you needed to hear it, right? It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. This is not telling you to go and spend stacks of money and throwing it away on something trivial. No, but this is saying if you want to spend a little bit to take care of yourself, to give yourself something that you want, go ahead, because you would be so quick to give it to somebody else if they needed it, right? So why are you hesitant when it's time for you to give it to yourself? Somebody can easily say to you, hey, you know what? Do you have $20? You would easily give that to them. But then the minute it comes time for you to spend $20 on yourself, you're hesitant. You're reluctant. Confirmation. Stop being reluctant. Stop being hesitant. Go hard for yourself the same way that you go hard for everybody else, baby. The same exact way that you be going hard for everybody else, go hard for yourself. The same way that you want to help everybody else, help yourself. If you need something, get it for yourself. If you need new shoes, get you some new shoes. If you need new clothes, get you new clothes. We are entering into the season of fall. It's going to start getting cooler. If you need fall clothes, get them. Oh, y'all have stuff in the closet that I can wear. Okay, baby, that's last season. Get some new energy. That's from last year. You know how much energy is attached to your old stuff, the patterns and the versions of yourself that you used to be. That's probably why you feeling that stagnant energy, because you have old energy attached to items, and the more that you have that energy around, it's going to keep you in those areas. We want to keep your energy refreshed and replenished and recharged. Sometimes it's okay to get rid of things and then replace them. This is how you keep your energy changing, ever flowing. I guarantee you have some new clothing, you're going to be in a different energy. You're going to feel better. You will feel like you can show up better. The version that you are right now, what is it that you want to wear? What is it that you want to put on your body, on your shell, that's going to make you feel good? That's going to feel like you can show up as yourself. That's going to reflect the energy that you feel within you. What clothing would you want to wear? What would you like to put on your outward appearance? Then do so. Then do that. This season is about you. This season right now is about you and what you want to do, what you need to do, how you need to elevate to the next level. Some of you are really entering into the status of celebrity status. Okay, you know what? You have to show up every single day as if you are already that celebrity, as if you are already have the blue check, as if you already have the millions of subscribers, of followers. As if you already have bands on bands in the bank. You have to show up already as if it is already existing. Look the part. What do they look like? What do they wear? What do they dress like? How do they keep themselves well groomed? How do they groom themselves? How do they keep up their appearance? What do they look like? And begin to morph yourself, transform yourself into that version. When you look the part, when you show up as that version, you feel it, you embody the energy. You are in alignment. Right now, you're getting into alignment. with this next phase of your life, and you know this phase of your life you are getting ready to take off. You could just feel it within you. And you see, God wants you to get yourself all cleaned up. Get yourself cleaned up. Go get your hair done. Go get a haircut. Get your eyebrows done. Ladies, get your nails done. Your toes done. Get your lashes done if you want to. Get yourself cleaned up. Get a nice clean shave, man. Get yourself all fixed up. Man, y'all can have a pedicure and manicure too. Go ahead, get yourself cleaned up. Get yourself fixed up. Look all nice. Look all presentable. Because when God's getting ready to present you to the world, you want to look your best, right? You want to look your best? You want to represent God well? Okay. Go get yourself cleaned up. You finna come out here and be presented to everybody. Because listen, it's your season. It's your season for things to start turning in your favor. You've lived too many seasons where when things would go good, they would go bad. Where you would enter into something new and you would enter into destruction. You would have moments where unexpected turns would take, where things would happen so unexpectedly, things you didn't even see coming, that left such a huge mark on you. But all of those moments were there for a purpose, to equip you, to grow you, to make you stronger so that you can handle this next season. It's like it's all leading up to this next season. When it's time to take off, go, take off. And don't look back. You don't need perfection, you need progress. Just make some progress. You will perfect it on the way. You just gotta go. And you don't have to worry about your enemies anymore, because they have been moved out of your way. They have been trying to interfere with you for the longest time. And because they have interfered with you, they never could detour you. They could never get you to give up. But they have caused delays. They have caused delays because of how much they have went out of their way to sabotage your path, to interfere. Because these enemies did so much to interfere, now they are moved out of your way. Now they are going to be at a standstill. They are going to be at a halt, and they have to watch you go before them and achieve so much, accomplish so many great things, grow into this great version that they wouldn't have expected you to grow into. But they have to sit back and watch that after everything that they did to try to destroy you, you cannot be destroyed. And it's going to eat away at them. And while they're watching you be blessed, they're going to learn, let me not do that again. Let me not come after people. Let me not come after God's chosen ones again. They're going to learn that lesson very, very well. Let me not come after God's chosen ones, because my life done took a turn ever since I decided to mess with them. You see, what's happening is your enemies, God gave them a final warning. God gave them a final warning. And for many of them, they did not listen to that final warning. They did what they did anyway. And after that final warning, God sat back and was like, okay. Watch them do what they did. You see, this is how God is so strategic. Because they feel, as of right now, that they're getting away with everything that they've done. They feel like a lot of the things that they did in the dark is still in the dark, and it hasn't come to the light yet. They are so thinking that they're getting away with this. But when their consequences hit, it's going to hit them when they least expect it. That's why God's allowing them to just go ahead and coast for a little bit. But God's cooking up something for them. God got something for them. God got something for them. And the magnitude of what they get is different for every enemy. It depends on how much. Listen, the more they came after you, the worse their karma is going to be. The more hurt and pain and trauma that they caused you, the worse their karma is going to be, because the punishment will fit the crime. And some of you may even feel sorry for these people. And that just shows how much of a good heart you have. Keep that good heart. Pray for your enemies. Pray for your enemies, because they're already being dealt with. And rest in your heart to know that God handled it, and that vengeance is the Lord's, and that you did not have to lift a finger. All you had to do, baby, was heal. All you had to do was heal, and God is going to take care of everything for you. You see, the only way that these people are going to understand the magnitude of what they've caused you is they will have to see how it feels. See how it feels. That's the only way that they are going to learn. This is tough love, baby. That's tough love. When you got to go through the same thing that you put somebody else through, now because you are experiencing that firsthand, now you see what you inflicted on somebody, you see that same pain. All right then. Now do you see how wrong you were? All right then. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Listen. You see, God told your enemies, I warned you, didn't I? I warned you. See, your enemies are shaking in their boots. They shaking because they know for a fact that something's coming for them. They know for a fact that, like, if it's already, it's because what's happening is it's already coming for them. Their karma is already beginning. It's starting off in small increments, and it's going to just get worse and worse. And as they're wondering, why is all of this happening? Where is all of this coming from? They're going to start reflecting and looking back on all of the people that they've hurt and all of the people that they've wronged. And the reason as to why they're shaking so much is because they can feel that their consequences are coming. They can just feel like the jig is up. You know, there's something that's deep within their spirit that just feels like, man, I've been feeling like I've been getting away with this for the longest time, but I don't know. I just feel like something about to break. I just feel like, man, like they don't feel safe anymore. They don't feel safe anymore because they feel it. Because they feel it. Because now the devil doesn't need to use them anymore. The devil used them up. The devil used those people up and discarded them. Now they don't have that ammunition anymore to do angry or to do wrong to people, to be angry and to project that energy onto others, to cause harm. The devil doesn't need them anymore because they've caused so much harm to go against you to no avail that the devil has given up to come after you. So the devil has discarded their minions. The pawns that they use, just discarded them. Like, I don't need you no more because it ain't working. And what's happened is those very people that were being used by Satan to come against you, they've accumulated so much because we all have free will. Their spirit was weak. Their spirit was not strong enough to fight it off. Their love was not strong enough, but they were already like that before the devil came to them. This is why this is all on them. It's on them. Because of where they were headed, because of where their mind, their spirit, their heart, where it was leading them, that's exactly how they ran right into the enemy. And then when they ran into the enemy and the enemy used them, then you see what it's really like when the enemy is using somebody, because these people had no remorse for what they did to you. They had no rationality. They continued to hurt you and did not care what they were doing. They spoke to you crazy, didn't want to let up. They yelled and screamed and fussed at you and insulted you and did not want to give up. People may have even tried to intervene and defend you and say, hey, leave them alone. They said no. No, I'm not going to leave them alone. That's the devil right there. That's the devil. When the devil wants to continue to be abusive, the devil's not going to let up. The devil's going to continue because the devil wants to destroy. That's how you know you are dealing with a cold-hearted, wicked person. When they are just being so ruthless, trying to kill and assassinate a person with words, and they don't want to let up, the devil got their throat. The devil got their throat. And you know what the devil hates? The devil hates to be ignored. The devil hates rejection. So if you were dealing with this situation and this person was getting worse and worse because you were ignoring them, baby, let me tell you something. Give yourself a hand clap. Because you did exactly what you were supposed to do, baby. Yes, it was difficult at the time. It was very difficult at the time because you dealing with a lot of heat right now. You're dealing with a lot of energy. It was a lot to restrain yourself, baby. It was so much to restrain yourself. You had so much power in that moment, baby. You don't even realize, you don't even give yourself enough credit. You had so much power in that moment because this person was trying to get a reaction out of you. They were trying to pull you up out of their element. They wanted to this person just wanted to fight, and they picked a fight with you. And when you did not fight back, they was fighting by themselves. They was fighting with themselves. They yelling at themselves. And at that point, that's when they looked foolish. And they were continuing to look foolish. And out of this embarrassment, out of their ego being bruised because they feel so embarrassed and mortified and humiliated that the person that they are and trying to insult and attack is so unfazed and unbothered. Not even giving them the time of day, not even worrying about them. They exposed themselves for how they are, for how they were jealous, for how that was nothing but hating ass energy. And that's nothing but bitterness. That's nothing but a miserable soul. They exposed themselves for how corrupt they are. You see, baby, you didn't even have to speak one word, and these people exposed themselves clear as day. They exposed themselves like they were new. They just aired out all of their dirty laundry. Everybody can listen. That's why they were getting mad. That's why they were getting angry. Because the devil hates to be ignored. The devil hates to be rejected. So when you were not engaging with them, when you were not investing in their energy, when you walked away, if even you walked away, or even if you could not walk away, because for some of you, I'm feeling so strongly, for some of you, you were stuck in that environment, whatever vicinity you were in, whatever enclosed environment you were in, you could not escape it. You had to sit there and take it. It's like you were in the boxing ring. It's like you were in a prison cell and they threw you in a prison cell with a bunch of other convicts, and you had to just get torn to shreds by these people. And nobody was going to let you out of that cell. You were locked in there. And you had to just do what you had to do to survive. You thought it was sweet. You thought it was fine at first. But then out of nowhere, they just came and started attacking you. And you had to do what you had to do to survive, baby. Whatever you had to do to survive, thank yourself for that. Don't beat yourself up for it, baby. Thank yourself for that. Because things could have gone much worse. If you would have given into your flesh, things could have been much worse. But because, baby, you said, flesh, stand down. Flesh, sit down, soul, stand up. Flesh, sit down, soul, stand up. You was in your soul. You was in your spirit. You was in your spirit at that moment without even realizing it, baby, because your higher self fully stepped in and said, nah, this is how we gonna handle this. I know this is difficult, baby, but I'm right here. I got you. I'm behind your back, baby. Your higher self stood right behind you. You felt the presence. You felt like somebody had you. It was your higher self, baby. God was also with you, was also there too, baby. Your spirit guides was also there too. Your ancestors was all there too. They all saw it happen, baby. They all witnessed it. And you know what? They was cheering you on, baby. They like, baby, I know it's difficult, but don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Don't give them what they want. Do not give them the reaction that they want, because that's what was happening. That was your test, baby. Are you going to react? When you didn't react, you were passing the test, and it was getting harder because the devil realized the devil was failing the test. You were acing, they were failing. That's why they did so much to get you to fail, because they wanted you to fail with them. But baby, you aced, they failed. Starve the devil. When the devil wants your energy, starve it. When the devil wants your mind, starve it. When the devil wants you to get upset and get pissed off, starve it. Because you have way more to be grateful for. You have way more to be happy about. You have way more things to look at in the positives than of the negatives. There are more beautiful things about your life than there are ugly things. There are more positive things about your life than there are negative. And I don't want you to hear me say, oh, but no. No. The fact that you have life, baby, is everything. There are people right now that did not wake up this morning. There are people right now that woke up this morning that are not here anymore. And you want to tell me that you don't have a lot of positive things about your life, baby? No, baby, listen. Do not allow the pain of your past to taint your present so badly that you think that there is no positives in your life right now. Baby, listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but I'm feeling our energy. And a lot of this anger is because we're hurt. Because we think we're still processing, we're healing from that hurt. Because it was a lot of it. And we feel like, man, after I've healed so much, it's still more left. Yeah, because you never really had the chance to really heal that. So the more it got piled on top of each other, back to back to back to back. Be easy on yourself, baby. You have a lifetime's worth of pain that you are working through. Some of this is not even from this current lifetime. It's from your previous lifetime. So please be easy on yourself, baby. Remember that. You may not always have the energy. You may not always be in the right mental state. But do what you can to get yourself back grounded. Do what you can to take care of yourself. It's more about being than doing. Do not allow anybody to rush you. Do not allow anybody to demand you to do anything on your time and your energy that you do not have at the moment. If you ain't got the time, if you ain't got the energy and somebody's requesting it, you have every right to decline until you have the time and energy. Because this is you putting yourself first. When you put yourself first, the universe conspires to do the same exact thing. And everything just tends to flow in the best possible way for you. Because you put your priorities, your health, your spirit, your life over somebody else's obligation or priority that is not necessarily top priority, especially in your life. A lot of times people want to put off their priorities onto somebody else and make them carry the weight and responsibility of their priority. No, that's their priority, their responsibility. They need to be responsible for that, not you. This is not you being selfish, baby. This is you having stronger boundaries with yourself so you no longer spread yourself too thin. All of those times you have spread yourself so thin to help some ungrateful people. Baby, you need to start giving that energy back to yourself. It's okay for you to be a giving person, but give to those that are grateful. Give to those that appreciate you, that actually say thank you, that actually say I appreciate you, that actually show you gratitude, that truly, genuinely appreciate what you do for them. The people that are not using you, that are not taking advantage of you. Give to those people. Stop giving to people that are not appreciative of what you give. Stop giving to people that don't even say thank you. Stop giving to people that don't even say I appreciate you. They don't say a single thank you, nothing. But they are so quick to have their hand out they are so quick to have their hand out to get some from you, but they are so slow to say thank you. Come on. If somebody is quick to have their hand out to ask for something, but they are very slow to say thank you, to express gratitude, you don't owe them a thing. You don't have to give them anything. You can say no to those people because those people are ungrateful. And those people need to learn that you get more in life. You get more in life when you are grateful. But if we continue to give you things when you're ungrateful, how is that going to grow you? How is that going to change you? How are you going to grow and evolve as a person if it's actually going to make your behavior worse? Because then it's going to spoil you. A lot of spoiled people are ungrateful because they've gotten everything they've wanted. They didn't really have to work hard for what they've gotten. They've been barely told no. When they're told yes all the time, they grow up to think that everyone's supposed to just cater to them and just do everything for them. You ever had some friend, like, listen, to my females, to my women out there, my queens. You ever had a female friend that you could see where she came from, like the type of family, the type of background she came from? And she had loving parents. She had parents that had money. She had parents that, pretty much gave her everything she wanted. And you could tell that this girl was a little spoiled. Not a little, a lot, How was the friendship between the two of you? Was the friendship more so transactional with you all? Like she just only came around when she needed something? Maybe she wanted somebody to talk to. Maybe she wanted someone. She was mad and she needed to vent. That's why she hit you up. Or she needed a last minute person to come tag along with her to this mall trip, so she hit you up. But any other time, she was not trying to hang with you, because those types of friends, those type of female friends, they have everything that they need, everything that they want. Everything else is just a luxury for them. And they kind of look at that friendship as sort of it wasn't a luxury. It wasn't a priority. It wasn't an obligation. It was a convenience. It was convenient for them. So they only invested into the friendship at their convenience. That's why it was called a convenient friendship. And I'm sorry if I had to trigger anybody with that statement, or if that truth just light bulb just went off. I'm very sorry if I hurt your feelings. I don't come on here to hurt you. I don't come on here to make you upset. I come on here because I'm led by my spirit. I'm led by God to get these messages out here. I come on here because I want for you to be free. Because when wisdom needs to be shared. When I acquire the wisdom, I know God intends for me to share the wisdom. God is speaking through me. I come on here not to hurt you, but to help you, to help set you free, to come speak the truth to you. Because a lot of time we cannot heal if we are not truthful about what we need to heal from. There's no healing with the dishonesty. If we can't be honest with ourselves, how can we heal ourselves? If we can't be honest with ourselves, how can we accept and acknowledge what has happened to us? We can't. We have to be honest with ourselves. Healing requires integrity. It requires honesty. It requires realness, rawness, the truth. And sometimes we have to look at things for what they are, no matter how unpleasant they may be. It's unpleasant at times to look back at a friendship from when we were younger, a friendship that we really, really valued, and recognize that friendship that we valued, the other person didn't value as much, because for them, it was a transactional friendship. It was a convenience for them. You were prioritizing someone that wasn't prioritizing you. That's a heavy pill to swallow. It's a slap in the face. You know why? Because it hurts your ego. It hurts your ego. But you're going to have to let that ego sit down for a second and look within your soul and be like, okay, why did my soul allow that to happen? Oh, you know what? I wasn't grounded within myself yet. I didn't know myself yet. I didn't have a lot of self-worth. I didn't recognize that when you know thyself, when you know your worth, you don't settle for things like that. So remove your ego and look within your soul and be like, it was a deeper meaning. It was much deeper than that. Had I not been wounded, and had I not been codependent on having someone, a friend, a relationship, anything, I wouldn't have made those decisions. But you see, we need to make mistakes. So in order for us to learn, we need to have situations go like that so that we can learn more about ourselves. Every time we fail, there's a lesson to be learned. Every time we make a mistake, there's wisdom to gain. Even in relationships, you could have been in a relationship with somebody, whether you are male or female. You could have been in a relationship with somebody and you may have you were prioritizing the relationship, but your partner was not. You were loyal, they were not. You felt obligated. No. You genuinely wanted to be there, but they felt obligated because of the duration that you all have been with each other. I'm talking to people that have had that they was in a relationship for quite some time, but it's as if that relationship didn't progress and they felt that they poured so much to receive nothing in the end. You really fell in love with these people. Your partners, you really fell in love with them. You would have done anything for them. But they weren't the same to you. But why is that? Why was that? Because you two were in the relationship for different reasons. And it was all to heal a part of yourself. It was all coming from a wounded place. You were in the situation, the friendship, the relationship, because you wanted to feel less lonely. You wanted to have someone in your life that you can attach yourself to make you feel like your life had meaning, like your life had purpose. Because you probably didn't feel like it was when you were alone. You were deprived of love for so long that you just wanted love. You wanted affection. You wanted friendship. You didn't have the best family experience. All of it was a trauma bond, as you can see. And for them, they wanted something to make their ego boost. It may have been better to say, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend, or oh yeah, I have a girlfriend, than to say I don't have one at all. Some people only stayed in a relationship just to say I have one. Well, I have a boyfriend, but that girlfriend of yours was so spoiled, so selfish, and really did not deserve you. Or yeah, I got a boyfriend, or yeah, I got a girl. Like, oh yeah, I got a girlfriend. But you didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve your girlfriend. Whoever this was, the person that you were with, they like, yeah, this is my girlfriend, but they truly didn't deserve you. They didn't deserve you because of how they were acting within the relationship. They took you for granted. But they stayed around just to say, oh, I got a girlfriend, knowing that they were doing the bare minimum. You see, when people heal themselves and they get into relationships because they genuinely want to be with the person, you choose better partners. But when you get into a relationship just for the sake of having a relationship, you're not getting in it for the wrong reasons, and you're not planting a good seed, which is why the plants that sprout from that seed wither away, because it wasn't planted. A pure seed was not planted, and it was not planted in good soil to fertilize. No. It's like when we go into things because we want to satisfy our flesh, that's how things don't work out. But when we plant seeds because we want to fulfill our soul, that's the difference. You know why they say dating is so difficult in this generation? It's because people are difficult in this generation. Like, people have always been difficult. But the reason as to why dating is so difficult is because people are not dating for the right reasons. They're dating to say they have somebody. They're dating because they just want someone to just have free range to have intercourse with whenever they want it to be. They want it just because for the aesthetic. In this life of social media, they want to just flaunt it all over the place. You know, a lot of people that really make me skeptical are these girls with these, you know, pro athlete, you know, sports player boyfriends, and they make their whole entire social media aesthetic about supporting them at the game and giving them that kiss. And I just love they've attached their whole identity to being a pro athlete's girlfriend. They're not themselves anymore. I'm number 37's girlfriend. And a lot of times I'm very skeptical about people like that, because if you truly love your man and you love being with them as they're a pro baller, you know, you support them. But when you feel like you have to do it to prove something, to prove yourself, or overindulgence, when you've attached your whole identity, when you've attached your whole entire social media aesthetic around that one thing, you are attaching your identity to something. See, that looks like a young girl that doesn't really know herself. She hasn't spent enough time with herself, so she feels it's the lifestyle that she's in love with. It's the lifestyle she's attracted to. But stuff like that, things like that, when it's built off of a faulty foundation and it's more self-serving, things like that do not tend to last, or the outcome goes dire. I digressed a little, but it's things to look out for. Is that not everything is what they seem. Not all that glitters is gold. I mean, these people could get on the same way that a person could get on Facebook and act as if they are this lovely, happy couple. But behind closed doors, they're fighting and bickering and arguing. You know, this man could flaunt all over Facebook his wife. But behind closed doors, he's beating on his wife. Behind closed doors, he's cheating on his wife. Not all that glitters is gold. And yeah, that couple looks like, ooh, that's such a lovely couple. And you have no idea the monster that man is. You have no idea the type of trauma and struggles that woman goes through every single day with the man that she married. Not all that glitters is gold. Certain things may look a certain way, but they are not always what they seem. Looks can be deceiving. You know, in this day and age that we are in, everyone just wants to look the best. Everyone just wants to look like they have everything together. They want to look like everything is fine and dandy. But they spend so much time on how things look that they're not focused at all on becoming a better person. You can have males out there that have the most expensive car, designer clothes and shoes, Rolex watches, but they don't even know who they are. They are the most insecure person. But they're trying to hide behind a look. They're trying to hide behind a person that's confident, but they're really insecure. And how do they fix it? By working on themselves, by actually doing the work, by not trying to cheat through it. You begin to look the part when you've already felt yourself in that energy. When you feel yourself in the energy, then begin to look the part. That comes first. Feel the energy first, then look the part. Don't look the part first and think you're going to feel the energy, because you could look the part for the longest time, but if you don't focus on the energy, nothing's going to change. This can look like a female always having herself put together, Hair, makeup, lashes, nails, nice clothing all the time, always looking so put together. But deep down, she's a broken woman with a broken spirit. A sad little girl that has not healed yet. Trying to put on this facade as being this grown woman that is well put together when internally she's all over the place. Because when people spend so much time, they spend years, they spend decades trying to look the part when they haven't done the inner work, that's where they reach conflict. That's where they reach a crisis within themselves, because they're like, I'm doing it, but it's not working. Baby, you're try a different approach. You're going about it the wrong way. You're trying to skip the process. You cannot skip the process. The only way out is through. We're not here to cheat the process. We're not here to skip the process. You see, everybody else that came before us, they all tried to cheat the process, and look at where they ended up. In the same position or worse where they were at. But you see, us chosen ones, we going against the grain. We are actually putting in the work to heal ourselves, to become self-aware, to look within our wounds, to do the shadow work, to release the energy so that we can be healed from our pain, so that we can be happy again, so that we can be at peace. What we want truly is peace. I'm speaking for myself. As I was talking to myself earlier today, I was saying that when I was going through a lot of my stuff, that I wanted peace more than I wanted happiness. And this was in my moments when I felt that I had reached rock bottom. I had reached rock bottom earlier this year, brothers and sisters. I reached rock bottom, but by the grace of God, God pulled me out of it. God was with me as we crawled out of rock bottom, but I'm here today. Thank you. And thank you all for all of the support that you all have given me as well. Your kind words and your kind comments and the love that you all send me definitely keeps me going. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you that's listening to this right now. I appreciate each and every one of you for all of your support. Thank you. You all keep me going. Back to the message. As I was thinking earlier today that I want peace more than I want happiness. It was a revelation that I had reached when I was back in rock bottom. Because I was more so focused on being at peace than I was focused on being happy. I wanted peace. Because to me, peace feels like safety. Peace feels like security. Peace feels like comfort. Peace feels like being surrounded by unconditional love. That's why I want peace. And I feel that when I have peace within my life, I can add upon it and add things to my life. And add things to my spirit. Take away things that are not making me happy, but I feel that once I reach peace within my spirit, that afterwards I can obtain happiness. I felt that I could not obtain happiness if I did not first have peace. You know, a good question is, are you happy? But another good question is, are you at peace? Are you at peace? And that's the question that I want to ask you right now. Are you at peace? Are you at peace with yourself? Are you at peace with what has happened to you? Are you at peace with all of your wounds? Are you at peace with your inner child? Are you at peace with your abusers? Are you at peace? And if you do not feel like you are at peace, what can you do to bring yourself that peace? What can you do to bring yourself that peace? You can start by praying. Start by talking to God. That'll right there automatically give you peace in the present moment. You can start by spending time with yourself. And when those thoughts come up, when those emotions start to surface, don't run from them, don't suppress them, but feel them. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Breathe through it and let it pass through. Then look deep within. Feel what your soul has just learned from processing that emotion. And once you gain that wisdom, there's the peace. You know how after a storm, it's peaceful? Same way with healing and our shadow work. In order for us to get to that peace, we're going to have to go through a storm. And that storm, storms are not always long. A storm could be a few minutes. Just a few minutes of you feeling that pain, of feeling that uncomfortableness, of that pain, of that emotion is going to bring you peace. You can either dismiss it and it comes back, or you can face it right then and there and it goes away. The choice is up to you. The choice is yours. You do want to heal. You really want to heal. But some of the pain is just too unbearable to face at times. Sometimes the pain is just so much. It's so overwhelming because it's going to bring back all of those thoughts and memories that you feel like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. You are ready. Just breathe through it. You are ready. And listen, some of those deepest wounds, you may not be able to fully heal that in one sitting. You may feel it one day and get through as much as you can. Once you feel like, okay, I'm feeling so drained, I just got so much emotion now. Okay, baby, take a break from that. Take a break from it. Go rest. Go hydrate. And then when you have the energy, when you have the space to do that again, when you have the mental capacity, go back and dive in that wound. We do not have to fix wounds all at once. Some wounds are so deep that it's going to take a few times to actually fully fix it. Have you ever gotten a root canal? If you ever, with root canal, sometimes what happens is that cavity could be so deep that it affected your nerves and your tooth, that the damage could be so bad that they may not be able to, that the dentist, the orthodontist may not be able to fix your teeth, fix that tooth in one visit. They may have to take out some of those roots first, and then you come back at another visit and they take out the remaining. Because it was so deep, because it was so much that they couldn't do it in one sitting. It was gonna overwhelm you. It was gonna deplete you. It was gonna be too much for you it was gonna be so overwhelming for them to do it in one sitting. It's the same principle with your healing. Sometimes that stuff your wounds are too overwhelming for you to do it at once. So it's okay. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself the space to heal. And do not shame yourself for how you feel. Listen, as I bring this message to a close, you do not have to worry anymore about any of your enemies from your past coming in to sabotage you, distract you, or mess with you. You do not have to worry about those enemies from your past anymore. The enemies from your past will remain in your past. Now listen, when you go to this new level, there will be new devils that you will face. But because you done already dealt with those enemies of your past, you will be able to handle these new devils. They're going to look different. It's going to be totally different. But you know that it comes with the new levels. It's not avoidable. But listen, those people of your past, those enemies of your past, they're in your past. They can no longer hurt you. They can no longer stop you. They can no longer sabotage you. They can no longer manipulate you. They can no longer control you. They can no longer abuse you. And for those of you that still have these enemies around you, even if you are in the same physical vicinity as them, they will not be able to touch you. They will not be able to do anything to you. Because God has shut that down. God has shut them up. It's like one more peep out of you, you out of here. That's how, for some of your enemies, that's how intense it is. That's how serious God is. It's like, you mess with my child one more time, you out of here. See, a lot of your enemies didn't realize that God has the power to strike people down. Does not realize that. And this ain't for everybody, but it's for some of you. If you ever notice that your enemies, like the ones that was the biggest bullies to you, are now so kind to you, are now so gentle with you, are now having this respect for you, because God got them. God's like, no more will you hurt my child. Because if you hurt my child one more time, I'm coming after you. And if I come after you, it's not going to be pretty. Because I told you to leave my child alone. Because now you messing with my mission. My child has a mission to fulfill. And if you are standing in the way of that, now you messing with my kingdom. So we're not going to take my child out because my child got a mission. If somebody got to go, listen, pray for your enemies. Because many of them are not heeding to God's warnings. Some are not heeding to God's warnings. Some have. But still pray for your enemies because their karma is already on its way to them. They cannot escape their karma. They cannot escape their karma. And another part of their karma is that they have to be around you and they have to respect you. They have to be kind to you. They have to. And that makes them, that irks their soul even more, knowing that the people that they had, they spoke so foul about, that they have to be in your presence and they have to respect you. They have to speak to you respectfully. It boggles them. It really irks them. But that's their karma though. Because all of those negative words, it's like, you done speaking those negative words, not to my child. Because God took it personal when they was coming against you. So now God's making it personal with you. And if this is my child, you are going to respect my child. You are going to speak respectfully to my child. You see, God is not asking your enemies to kiss your ass and to kiss up to you and everything like that. No. But to just speak to you respectfully and kindly like you are a human being. Because beforehand, they felt that they felt entitled to talk to you crazy. But now they have to talk to you like a civilized human being. They are being humbled big time. And they're learning each and every day that they need to deal with themselves and not project all of their energy onto everybody else, because it only has backfired on them. All of the times that they may have in the moment, it made me feel better. Now they're not feeling better. Now they're not feeling good. It made them feel better in the moment, but long term, it has not made them feel better, and they are feeling worse. They're in a worse position than you right now. You are in a better position than where they are. It doesn't matter what your situation looks like. It doesn't matter what you think you have or don't have. You are in a better situation than them because of where you are spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. That's why you are in a better situation. It's nothing external. It's all internal. You are at a place that they wish they could be. They are not even close to where you are internally. That's why they can't touch you. That's why you are continuing to elevate and rise up, because when they throw all that energy onto you and they do all of that hurt on you, you want to alchemize that into power. You get stronger. And two, you remember your strength. You remember your power. You're not going to let them you're not going to let these people just talk to you crazy anymore. You're not going to let people do you any old kind of way anymore, because you've awakened to your truth. Because you've healed. You've healed parts of yourself. See, all of this anger and energy and pain they threw on you, you took that and you went within and you healed yourself and you elevated. And they are still in the same position, because instead of them going to heal and going within, they threw it out. They projected instead of pondering within. So every time that they hurt you, they were descending. They were declining. They were going further down the rabbit hole. And every time you healed, you were evolving. You were ascending. You were going up the ladder, up the mountain. Listen, baby. You are doing an amazing job, a great, great job. Out of everything you've been through, out of everything that has been thrown at you, you are doing an excellent job. So what? You may not be where you thought you would be in this very moment, but you are exactly where you need to be. You are always, always where you are meant to be in that very moment. Because if God wanted you to be somewhere else, God would have conspired things to happen so that you could be somewhere else. So always trust that you are exactly where you need to be. But listen, you felt in your spirit that it was time for you to move on and do something different. But before you could do that, God had to equip you a little bit more. God had to strengthen you, had to polish up your skills a little more. That's why this year we had to go through some extra stuff. We had to go through a lot. Some of our deepest wounds and triggers happened again. We got re-traumatized. But it was all to make us stronger and to build us, to equip us. So that way, when it is time for us to launch, when it's time for us to take flight, we have all of the necessary tools and resources and skills and experience and wisdom to be able to handle it. Nothing that you went through was in vain. Everything that you went through was for a purpose. And I want you to remember that. The pain was for a purpose. The pain was to give you power. The pain was to give you strength. You are a warrior. You have a warrior spirit. Nothing can break you. Things may hurt you, but they cannot break you. So warrior to warrior, I want you to stand up right now, because I'm standing up too. I want you to stand up wherever you are. I want you to stand up. I will give you 10 seconds to stand up, baby. Go ahead. You standing up? That was 10 seconds. All right. Stand up. Chin up. Shoulders back. I want you to say this with me right now. I am a warrior. Say it. I am a strong, powerful, resilient warrior. I have overcome every obstacle in my life. I am an overcomer. I am a warrior. I am powerful. I am abundant. I am successful. I am peaceful. I am love. I am light. I am freedom. I am a divine being. I want you to say that one with your chest. I am a divine being. One more time. I am a divine being. And don't you ever forget that. Baby, you are doing so well. God is so very proud of you. God loves you very much. And God wants you to remember to take things one day at a time. You know God's word said we not to worry about tomorrow because today already got enough worries of its own. Just focus on the day. Each day you wake up, focus on that day. What can you do that day? How can you be the best version of yourself? Show up authentically and live your mission, walk your purpose on that day. Show up the best way that you can on that day. Don't focus on the next day, just that day. And when you can begin to focus on that day, you begin to focus on moment by moment. And when you begin to focus on moment by moment, you are becoming more present. You have become more present. And that's what we want. This autumn season, this harvest season, we are present. We are focusing on being more present. We are being more than doing more. Make sure that before we do, we be in the energy of what we are about to do. Before we go do something, let's make sure that we be in the energy of what we are about to do, because then it amplifies what we do. It amplifies what we do in whatever endeavor. Thank you. I love you. Ashe.